Any of them. I'll fight any of them, anytime, anywhere.
But who's the best matchup for you?
I want to challenge myself against the best in the world, and that's Usyk. Usyk has beaten Joshua, Usyk has beaten Tyson, Usyk has beaten Dubois. He's beaten everyone that's put in front of him, and I want to test myself against him.
They all want to fight you, Oleksandr. Who next?
Maybe it's Tyson Fury. Derek and Anthony.
Joseph Parker calls out Usyk. Ambition or delusion? Joseph Parker has officially called out Oleksandr Usyk. And the boxing world is split. Some see it as ambition. Others, pure desperation. Because calling out a man who broke down Anthony Joshua twice, dismantled Daniel Dubois, and made it all look effortless, isn't a challenge. It's a risk. Usyk isn't just undefeated. He's
Wholeheartedly in my ability and what I can do in the ring. I have full confidence that give me a good camp or give me some time to put in the work with Andy Lee and George Lockhart. I want to come up with a good game plan, probably different to everyone else's one, and just
untouchable. A master tactician who dissects opponents with clinical precision. Parker can believe all he wants, but belief doesn't beat brilliance. And let's be honest, this call-out feels more like a reach than a real threat. Still, Parker's not backing down. He's made it clear he wants Usyk next. But this isn't just about climbing the ranks.
Going to be calling for this fight next once. Yeah, Usyk has been given his flowers.
I want it next. You can enjoy this time and
This feels like a last roll of the dice. Sharing the ring with Usyk isn't an opportunity. It's a nightmare. The Ukrainian isn't just fighting to win. He's fighting to dominate. Even Andy Lee is backing the call-out, praising Parker for removing the breaks in his style. But let's get real. Usyk doesn't wait for breaks. He creates them. He reads opponents like open books, using feints, angles, and timing to dismantle their game.
Their era. Hamza wants to fight Canelo. Joe wants to fight Usyk. We always want to challenge ourselves as fighters, and we're up for
game plan before they even get started. Lee insists Parker's now ready for the elite pace, but against Usyk, pace alone doesn't cut it. You don't beat him with tempo. You beat him with genius. And let's face it, Parker, while solid, isn't that guy. Not yet. Frank Warren, meanwhile.
I will beat Oleksandr Usyk. What gives you the confidence that will happen as well, Andy?
Joe is the last challenge left. He can offer something that nobody else can. Craft, cleverness, doesn't take breaks, can fight the pace. It's a great challenge.
Is playing chess behind the scenes, lining Parker up for the winner, regardless of who holds the belts. But we know what this is. It's matchmaking politics. Parker isn't getting this shot on merit. He's cashing in on timing, not talent. Then there's Roy Jones Jr. throwing his support behind Parker, calling him sharper, more
Usyk win, Parker's getting his shot.
He is the mandatory, and we'll see what happens then. Let's just get it all out of the way. But they're all in good positions. All our guys, we work very hard, and all of them they're either mandatories or interim champions, all ready to go to fight the win.
Confident and ready for the moment. But let's not get it twisted. Roy's praise feels more like a courtesy than a warning. Parker might be fast, but so was Joshua. So was Gassiev. Usyk neutralized both. Usyk doesn't just fight. He deconstructs. He lures you into a rhythm, then breaks it. He'll let you throw combos, just to find your timing and punish you between the beats. This isn't speed versus speed. It's IQ versus instinct. And Usyk's ring IQ is unmatched in modern heavyweight boxing. Unless Parker unveils a level we've never seen. And let's be real, we've seen Parker. This won't be a contest. It'll be a masterclass. Even pundits like Ade Oladipo are questioning whether this is a serious move or just more noise. Because to challenge Usyk, you don't just need confidence. You need a miracle. And right now, Parker's selling hope. But Usyk's the one dealing reality. Absolutely. Here's a refined Joseph Parker's Usyk call-out.
Parker. Why? Because he's not a big heavyweight. He's quick. He throws combinations. He has a great trainer with him now, in Andy Lee, and he's more comfortable than I've ever seen him in his whole career. And so I think that is actually a very good fight for both fighters.
Bold move or blatant mismatch. Joseph Parker wants Oleksandr Usyk, and he's making sure the world knows it. But while the call-out sounds bold on the surface, boxing fans are split. Is this genuine ambition, or is Parker punching above his level once again? Parker's strategy is familiar. Call out the biggest names. Hope the hype follows. He did it with Anthony Joshua, and now it's Usyk. But Usyk isn't drawn to noise. He's not seduced by callouts or media spins. He dismantles resumes, not rumors. Even pundits like Ade Oladipo acknowledge the reality. Parker's challenge may fall on deaf ears, not because it lacks conviction, but because it lacks credibility. Parker's last notable win was a decent showing against Jile Zhang, but let's not pretend that compares to Usyk's body of work. There's a reason Usyk is considered untouchable. He's fresh off dominant performances against...
Unfortunately, it will.
I appreciate the call out.
I appreciate that. I remember he did it with Dylan White and Anthony Joshua last year. And every one of them, they just get better and better. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I will say this now, right? I would rather see Parker versus Usyk than Dubois versus Usyk. I'll say it now.
Really?
I don't think we'll get Parker
against Dubois and Joshua. These weren't just wins. They were masterclasses. Usyk doesn't just outfight opponents. He outthinks them. He doesn't rely on hype. He builds legacies. Now even Andy Lee and Tony Bellew are backing Parker's call-out. Lee claims Parker has eliminated the breaks in his style and is ready for elite pace. But Usyk doesn't wait for breaks. He manufactures them. He sets traps, shifts angles, and strikes with ghost-like precision. You don't survive Usyk with tempo alone. You need brilliance. And Parker, while talented, hasn't shown brilliance. Tony Bellew's support is especially curious. Bellew knows what it's like to face Usyk. He was ahead on the cards until Usyk flipped the switch and ended his night. Maybe Bellew sees a piece of himself in Parker, but sentiment doesn't win fights. Experience should have taught him better. Usyk breaks you mentally, before the punches even land. Meanwhile, Usyk himself is staying quiet, focused, humble, and honest after another grueling camp. 3.5 months.
Now I wanna rest. I cannot say who my next opponent today because I prepare 3.5 months. I not see my family.
Of preparation, another war in the ring, and a dominant win. While Parker campaigns for a title shot, Usyk is recharging, not chasing headlines. That's the difference between a contender and a champion. Let's be clear, Usyk's road to the top wasn't politics. It was pure conquest. From unifying cruiserweight titles by beating Briedis and Gassiev, to dominating Joshua and dismantling Dubois, he's fought killers, not climbers. Parker's call-out feels more like matchmaking politics than merit-based opportunity. Even Roy Jones Jr. added his support for Parker, calling him sharper and more confident than ever. But let's not confuse form with force. Parker might look better, but looking better against second-tier opposition isn't preparation for a mastermind like Usyk. Roy's endorsement feels more like...
The whole heavyweight division owes Joseph Parker, so I'll just say that straight away now.
He gets his arm raised and he sails off into the sunset.
I think if this guy wins, he's literally done it all. He'll be...
Would you want Joseph Parker's name on your ledger, though?
I mean, maybe,
the last one,
possibly, maybe Parker's the only one, but
yeah.
I knowing him, he probably will. But if I was him, what he's done at cruiserweight, what he's done at heavyweight, he's cleaned out all the top guys, minus Joe Parker, because he hasn't had the opportunity yet. Now, I love Big Joe, but you would have to favour Usyk in a fight against Joe. If I'm Usyk, I don't even like this game. I hated this game. I had to get out. I've done it. I've completed it. I've done it.
Yeah, do you know what? I might be making a U-turn now. I might be saying Parker, then retire.
Yeah, Parker, then...
Like encouragement than warning. And then there's Johnny Nelson. His breakdown of how Usyk dismantled Dubois was brutal but honest. Usyk didn't just win. He exposed weaknesses. He broke Dubois down, phase by phase, while never looking flustered. That's what Parker is signing up for. At the end of the day, call-outs don't earn title shots. Performances do. And Usyk has been consistently brilliant. He doesn't just beat opponents. He evolves with every fight. He adapts in real time, adjusts footwork, controls distance, and shifts rhythm mid-round. Against Joshua, he danced around power. Against Dubois, he nullified size. Parker talks about having a game plan. Usyk is the plan. This isn't speed versus speed or power versus pressure. This is genius versus grit. And Usyk's genius is unmatched. He coasts through early rounds, calculates your timing, then executes with clinical precision. The scary part, he often does it without needing to shift into top gear. So yes, Parker can call him...
I just think technically, physically now, he's at the weight and he's adapted and he's adjusted. I mean, he's even adjusted and adapted his weight for this fight individually. I mean, he put on how much weight and slowed his actual feet down because Daniel Dubois...
Out. Andy Lee and Tony Bellew can rally behind him. Roy Jones can offer praise, but none of that matters inside the ring. Because once the bell rings, it's not about ambition, it's about levels. And right now, Oleksandr Usyk is operating on a level no one, not even Parker is ready for. Absolutely can Joseph Parker survive the storm that is Oleksandr Usyk? Oleksandr Usyk didn't just beat Daniel Dubois, he dismantled him, layer by layer. The jab, neutralized. The footwork, useless. The confidence, crushed. That's the terrifying reality of facing Usyk. He doesn't overpower you with brute strength. He breaks you down mentally, until you start questioning your very identity as a fighter. Dubois, a big puncher with serious heavyweight firepower, found himself sitting down in round 5 thinking, how is this happening? And that's what makes Joseph Parker's recent call-out of Usyk almost laughable. Parker has never faced a fighter who can disarm you, without ever breaking a sweat. Usyk makes you miss by inches and counters by miles. He reads your patterns, lures you into traps, and by the time you realize what's happening,
all these attributes, he took away his jab, took away his power, took away his movement, took away his confidence, to the point where Danny was putting his backside on the floor thinking, wow, you know, we're only in round 5 here, and I'm getting
happening. You're already 3 rounds behind and drowning. Johnny Nelson highlighted not just Usyk's dominance, but his class. Even after another clinical performance, Usyk showed humility and respect to the fans. That's what a real champion looks like. And while Parker may be the WBO mandatory on paper, in reality, he's staring down a man who doesn't just win fights, he unravels careers. Joe Gallagher said it best, Usyk's done it all. There's nothing left to prove. He's unified cruiserweight, conquered the heavyweight division, dethroned Joshua twice, and exposed Dubois with ease. Usyk isn't chasing greatness, he is greatness. Now it's the next generation trying to catch him, but let's not confuse hunger with readiness. Parker may be among those climbing the ranks, but he doesn't have the tools to solve the Usyk puzzle. Not the IQ, not the timing, not the creativity. Usyk isn't just a boxer, he's a once-in-a-generation tactician. His movement, his setups.
For him to prove what is, he's in a situation like all good fighters when the start comes to the end of the career. You've got the next gen coming through, you've got your upperties that want to move up and fight him, you've got the young guns.
His transitions. It's not just combat, it's art. Gallagher's words ring like a warning. Usyk's legacy is already carved in stone, and those who chase him now are doing so with full knowledge of the danger that lies ahead. Parker might be in line, but Usyk isn't the kind of champion you get handed. He's the kind you take and no one's shown they can. If this fight happens, it's another chapter in Usyk's historic story. Another reminder that he's operating on a level above the rest of the division. But if Parker pulls off the impossible, it would be the biggest upset since Buster Douglas shocked Mike Tyson. Still, let's be honest, Parker hasn't shown us anything that screams miracle. He's good, solid, respectable. But Usyk, he's special. This isn't just a fight, it's legacy versus longing, genius versus grit. Usyk isn't just fighting opponents anymore. He's fighting time, history, and the limits of what's possible. So, what do you think? Can Parker shock the world, or are